Welcome to Crime Demystified channel. Today we bring you a true crime documentary that delves into the most shocking and unforgettable cases of 2024. A year that tested law enforcement, shattered communities, and reminded us just how unpredictable life can be. From high-speed chases and officer-involved shootings, to murder-suicides and elaborate robberies, this episode covers the top 10 true crime stories of the year. And while many of these cases remain unsolved or steeped in controversy, they all serve as stark reminders of the fragile balance between order and chaos in our society. Our first story takes us to the heart of 2024's adrenaline-fueled police chases. Throughout the year, several criminals attempted to outrun law enforcement. None more memorable than those near Richland Creek and on the bustling streets near Lake Junaluska. In March, on not one, but two separate occasions, suspects tried to flee down Richland Creek. Despite their desperate attempts to escape, the relentless work of K-9 units ensured that both were swiftly apprehended. Then in November, a suspect pushed a high-speed chase to the limit, exceeding 90 miles per hour on Russ Avenue. As the chase wove through neighborhoods near Lake Junaluska, the criminal eventually tried to hide under a pile of leaves. It wasn't long before a determined K-9 officer tracked him down, and law enforcement made the arrest. This pulse-pounding pursuit not only underscores the daring tactics of those attempting to evade capture, but also the remarkable skill and tenacity of the officers. In 2024, officer-involved shootings sent shockwaves through communities in Haywood County and Waynesville. In total, 3 such incidents left behind a trail of both controversy and heartbreak. The first incident occurred in April when Haywood County deputies responded to a 911 call near the Lake Logan Cecil Volunteer Fire Department. Responding to reports of domestic violence, officers encountered 47-year-old Stephen Hawkins, who was allegedly violating a protective order while armed. When Hawkins bolted with a shotgun, deputies were forced to take action, firing shots that ultimately led to his injury. Life-saving aid was rendered at the scene, and Hawkins was later airlifted and charged with multiple felonies and misdemeanors. Then in October, the calm of Waynesville was shattered during an apartment fire at Brookmont Lofts. As officers assisted in evacuating residents, 56-year-old Timothy Wayne Sellers emerged wielding a knife and threatening both the responding officer and firefighters. With no other option, the officer discharged his weapon, injuring Sellers in the lower body. Sellers later faced charges not only for the violent threat, but also for arson. The most devastating of all came just before Christmas. Deputies were dispatched to Harmon Den after reports of a suspicious individual. There, 42-year-old Michael Shupp, who had been missing with his special needs 9-year-old daughter earlier in the month, allegedly attacked a deputy, stabbing him despite the protective bulletproof vest. The deputies returned fire, and tragically, Shupp was pronounced dead at the scene. This fatal encounter left communities grappling with loss and the unresolved question of what drives a man to such desperate acts. In June, an extraordinary display of instinct and vigilance on Interstate 40 led to a massive drug bust that stunned the region. Trooper Levin Tuckler of the North Carolina State Highway Patrol pulled over a Charlotte woman, Sharana Hall, initially for a minor warning about not maintaining her lane. However, something about Hall's demeanor and the chaotic spread of items in her rental car, air fresheners and dryer sheets scattered about, caught the trooper's eye. Upon closer inspection, discrepancies in Hall's story emerged. A quick search of her vehicle revealed an astonishing discovery: a duffel bag containing 2 pounds of suspected fentanyl pills. This bust, grounded in a single trooper's instinct, not only prevented a potential tragedy, but also underscored the critical role law enforcement plays in our daily safety. Hall now faces charges related to trafficking and the concealment of a firearm, a potent reminder of the hidden dangers lurking on our highways. Not all tragedies on our list stem from high-speed chases or dramatic shootouts. In April, an elderly couple in Hazelwood became the victims of a chilling murder-suicide. Richard Stewart Hoyle, 89, and Ellen Rhodes Hoyle, 85, were found dead in their home. Neighbors later revealed that both were in frail health and Ellen was battling cancer. Prior to their deaths, Richard had even called 911, ominously warning that shots would be fired. When officers arrived, they discovered a scene of unspeakable sorrow. Lives ended by a choice that no family should have to bear. A similar, yet even more perplexing case unfolded in Panther Creek in July. In a double murder-suicide that sent shockwaves through the community, Olivia Stroop, 49, and Robin Moriarty, 62, two women from Clyde, were fatally beaten. Their alleged killer, Jason Brunner, 42, from Maryland, turned his rage inward, ending his own life by self-inflicted asphyxiation. The brutality and complexity of these cases serve as stark reminders of the personal tragedies hidden behind the headlines. May 2024 brought us another grim story, one that unraveled in the quiet isolation of Allen's Creek. Officers responded to a harrowing call reporting gunshots in a rural area. There, 45-year-old Jason Abram Caldwell was found with 3 gunshot wounds. The prime suspect, Dillard Thomas Hooper, was charged with his murder following an altercation that began as a non-physical argument. Though Hooper's attorney later argued that the shooting was an act of self-defense, the case remains mired in controversy. With Hooper currently held on a staggering $3 million bond at the Haywood County Detention Center, this case highlights the thin line between self-defense and premeditated violence, and the lasting impact that domestic strife can have on communities. Murder in Maggie Valley, a workplace tragedy. Shortly after the grim events at Allen's Creek, another murder rocked Maggie Valley. In a case that took place in the early hours of the morning, Heriberto Exiga Cardenas, 42, from Hendersonville, was arrested for the murder of Steve Hilton, the owner of a local construction company. Employed by Hilton, Cardenas's relationship with his employer turned deadly under mysterious circumstances. Officers reported that the killing followed a heated argument, though police also noted previous calls to the residence for various disturbances. Charged with murder as well as firearm and controlled substance offenses, Cardenas remains in custody as the investigation continues. This tragic case underscores how even within workplaces, places we often consider safe, unforeseen violence can erupt, leaving communities in shock. Murder in Clyde, a family torn apart. In August, the quiet town of Clyde was shaken by a family tragedy that has left many questions unanswered. Noah Andrew Bryson, 22, was charged with the murder of his own father, 41-year-old Perry Bryson. In a chilling audio clip from the 911 call, Noah can be heard insisting that the shooting was an act of self-defense. However, accounts from family members painted a picture of years of abuse by Perry, complicating the narrative further. Perry Bryson's life was cut short by a single gunshot from a Smith & Wesson M and .22 caliber semi-automatic pistol. As the community grapples with the pain of this loss, social media has become a forum for debate and support. With Noah currently held on a $1 million bond, this case remains a poignant reminder of the profound and often hidden scars that familial abuse can inflict. Driver under the influence. July 2024 witnessed an incident that could have cost far more than one life. Keith Aldon Paul, 69, was driving his Dodge Ram 1500 after a casino trip in Cherokee when he suddenly veered off US 19. In a terrifying display of recklessness, he crashed into the side of a business, WNC Chimney Solutions, seriously injuring a female employee who was pinned under the vehicle. Despite being cleared by emergency medical services after passing an alcohol breathalyzer test, Paul faced charges for driving while impaired, reckless driving to endanger, and failure to maintain his lane. This incident serves as a sobering reminder that age does not exempt anyone from the consequences of impaired judgment, and that even a single moment of inattention can have lasting repercussions. The Walmart robbery, a day of fireworks and fear. While many celebrated Independence Day with fireworks and family gatherings, one man sought to exploit the chaos. On the morning of the 4th of July, Charles Edward Lewis, Jr., 52, from Knoxville, Tennessee, committed an armed robbery at a local Walmart. Disguised by the festive atmosphere, Lewis marched to the customer service desk and handed over a note threatening violence if his demands were not met. After flashing his gun and forcing the cashier to relinquish a large sum of cash, the suspect fled, only to be tracked down by cameras that spotted his vehicle near Harrah's Cherokee Casino Resort. His arrest added another layer to a day meant for celebration, revealing how even moments of national pride can be marred by crime and fear. 2024 was a year that forced us to confront the darker facets of society. Each of these true crime stories, from high-octane police chases to deeply personal tragedies, reveals a facet of human behavior that challenges our assumptions about safety, justice, and compassion. While some of these cases ended with arrests and convictions, others remain shrouded in controversy and unanswered questions. These stories are not just about statistics or headlines. They are about real lives, families forever changed, and communities left to grapple with loss and fear. They serve as both warnings and calls to action, reminding us to remain vigilant, compassionate, and united in the face of adversity. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey through the top 10 true crime stories of 2024. We hope this true crime documentary on Crime Demystified channel has not only informed you but also stirred deep reflections on the nature of violence and the importance of community and healing. What do you think went wrong in these cases? How can we, as a society, prevent such tragedies in the future? We invite you to share your thoughts, your theories, and your feelings in the comments below. Your voice is crucial in continuing this conversation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story from Crime Demystified channel.